All right, Shalom. I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rahak Kwadash, the oneness of the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, salutations, and blessings to you sincere Akim out there, pushing the truth across the four corners of the earth. And, you have to understand the times that we're in. You have to understand, what's going on in the earth, which all goes back to the Holy Bible and the prophecies therein. You have a lot of people who they think that all these different things are somehow random, but they proclaim that they believe in God and that He's omnipotent. All right, and those two just don't equal out to each other. Somebody's all powerful. That means they control everything. Which the Heavenly Father is omnipotent, and everything is controlled, and all of these things going on for whatever reason are His judgments. I just wanted to get a couple of scriptures on judgments because that's the time that we're in. That's why it's good to always remain circumspect. To watch who you keep, the company you keep, because if a judgment falls on that person, and that person is wicked, then it could also fall upon you. This is Revelation 6:5. It says, "And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, 'Come and see.' And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand, and that horse represents judgment. Represents judgment, right? The balances represent judgment. You would. It's a reason, like for the justice system, they actually steal that from the Bible. They have the woman up, she's blind, she had the scale in her hand. Of course, we know Esau's judicial system, his system of judges and judgments, is tainted. They'll sit there and they'll let the child molester, get off with, 12 months or whatever. The scriptures tell you what you're supposed to do with that person. All right, but there's a reason why a lot of these courthouses, they have pyramids on the top of them anyway. There'll be a stone building, and they'll have when you look it up, it'll be a pyramid on the top, because they're under a different set of judgments. When we get to some precepts, this is Proverbs 28:5. It says, "Evil men," matter of fact, let's start at verse 4. "They that forsake the law praise the wicked, but such as keep the law contend with them. Evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek the Lord understand all things." And that's the time that we're in, man. We have to understand what's going on, understand judgments here, judgments there. Certain things you see play out, you might not like it, you might not necessarily understand it. All right, certain things that are written about, you read it like, man, this is harsh. But such is how it was created. And us having this book, the book, gives us an insight to the judgments of the Lord. Right? And a big one is, for the Southern Kingdom, how they got here in the first place. You still have people wrestling with that. Why? If it's a God, why were we brought here, and why this, why that? Well, you were brought here to serve a judgment. And you might not remember why. You might not necessarily have even been given understanding why. But that's why the prophets are here. This is Hosea 12:1. It says, "Ephraim feedeth on wind and followeth after the east wind. He daily increaseth lies and desolation, and they do make a covenant with the Assyrians, and oil is carried into Egypt." The Lord had also a controversy with Judah, and will punish Jacob according to his ways, according to his doings, will he recompense him. And really, that's for all the tribes, because we all went into captivity. Right? It says they make a covenant with the Assyrians, and oil is carried into Egypt. You know, and that's what you see here, man. Jake is completely joined in with this system. They're cool. Right? Even though it's crashing, even though every step of the way they pretty much fuck you over. Jake is they're just chilling, just whatever. I'm gonna continue to vote. I'm gonna continue to do this. I'm not gonna cry on the Lord according to His real name. And then they wonder, shit, why they can't get ahead. Why this? Why are we still? Why we can't all come together? Because you're not coming together under the right banner. All right, it says, and he said, I will punish Jacob, and will punish Jacob according to his ways, according to his doings will he recompense him. Yeah, the Lord punished us according to the things that we did. The idolatry, all right, the killing the priests, allowing his land to be consumed with wickedness. And it was a lot going on when you read through the Old Testament. You read through all these different accounts of the kings of Judah. You read it, man, Jake was going smooth the fuck off. Right? He took his brother by the heel in the womb, and by his strength he had power with the Most High. Yea, he had power over the angel and prevailed. And he wept and made supplication unto him. He found him in Bethel, and there he spake with us. Even the Lord, power of hosts, says, yeah, the Lord is his memorial. Therefore turn thou to thy power, keep mercy and judgment. Yeah, Yahweh is his memorial. Therefore turn thou to the Most High, keep mercy and judgment, and wait on thy power continually. He is a merchant, the balances of deceit are in his hand, he loveth to oppress. And Ephraim said, yet I am become rich. The balances of deceit were found in the hands of Jacob, right, the sons of Jacob. And Ephraim said, yet I am become rich. I have found me out substance. In all my labors they shall find none iniquity in me that was sin. And I that am the Lord thy power from the land of Egypt will yet make thee to dwell in tabernacles as in the days of the solemn feast. I have spoken by the prophets, and I have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets. This chapter is primarily about Ephraim, but it applies to all of us. The balances of deceit. Jacob sit there and it ran around the corner, shot up the block, shot this place up, shot this person up, did this, and then they wondered, why does the same shit happen to me? Why does this happen to me? Why does this happen in the hood? Because the same shit that you did to somebody else, it's allowed something to happen to you. And niggas don't think like that, man. They don't think like in the spirit of the scriptures. It talks about, love thy neighbor as thyself. That's why everything goes haywire. That's why that answers a big part of their questions. Why can we never get ahead? They can sit there and steal, steal from the person next door. They'll go across the country to get at somebody that look like them. Meanwhile, the Edomites is sitting there who made millions and billions, who brought your whole family here, and you just okay with them. you see them, that's a representation of God to you. Yeah, you have a lot of our people like that, man. A lot of coons, a lot of sambos, and the Lord is getting rid of you, man. However, whatever random occurrence or through shit long suffer, because that's what the Lord will do, man. He'll put you through some shit. Honestly, a lot of Jakes have to go through the hospital, like the scriptures talk about that. Continual body affliction. They got to wear a colostomy bag. They got to get surgery for this. They got to get that. It'd have been easy if the Lord just did away with you, but you know. Right? It's such as the fate of those who also take the chip. Say they're gonna be punished in front of the angels day and night. All right, they're gonna receive an extended punishment. This is Micah 6:11. And a matter of fact, jumping back, let me make sure I bring out the definition for balances is zygos. A yoke. All right, that balance that he has in his hand represents a yoke. A yoke that is put on drought cattle. Like even when you look at the balance, a pair of scales, even when you look at the yoke, it kind of looks like it has to be balanced for both of the cattle. Now you can't have a yoke with a cow and a donkey on it because it's gonna be higher on one side, lower on the other side. You go in and you take your tires to be rebalanced. It's because one of them may be higher than the other. They have to adjust the suspension or whatever. The Lord deals with, he said, just balances. Micah 6:11. See, the Lord couldn't just put us in rulership and that's it. Just get apple my eye. You're only going to ever be in rulership even when you go off and disobey me continually. Basically spit in my face. You're going to continue to be rulers forever. And the Lord is just. He actually gave Esau, who's the lowest piece of shit, the like from the beginning, it says what he shall crawl on his belly, and basically he's gonna be a base, lowly. But the Lord took him, like you said. I've seen princes on foot. I've seen servants on horses. The Lord took him and gave him a chance at rulership, and showed him favor. Gave him a time to rule. He sold his birthright. So you can't say he's not fair. Every nation has had their chance to rule in some way, shape, or form. And now we're seeing who hears the voice, and now we're about to come back into rulership again. This is Micah 6:11. It says, "Shall I count them pure with the wicked balances, and with the bag of deceitful weights? For the rich men thereof are full of violence, and the inhabitants thereof have spoken lies, and their tongue is deceitful in their mouth. Therefore also will I make thee sick in smiting thee, and making thee desolate because of thy sins. Thou shalt eat, but not be satisfied, and thy casting down shall be in the midst of thee. And thou shalt take hold, but thou shalt not deliver. And that which thou deliverest will I give up to the sword. Thou shalt sow, but thou shalt not reap. Thou shalt tread the olives, but thou shalt not anoint thee with oil, and sweet wine, but shalt not drink wine." And you look at America, basically Jake was the raw muscle, right? Even to this day. Actually picking raw ingredients. Now of course you have machines to do a lot of the work, but Jake is still in the mix. But actually took raw ingredients and did all of this raw labor and has not benefited from it. Was still behind hundreds of years later. Of course, which Esau is by the design of them, of course. But you have to think about that when you read the scriptures. Your parents, they never got ahead. Your grandparents, they never got ahead. Even if they, maybe bought a house or something trivial, but they didn't. Nobody ever walked off into the sunset. Yeah, it's like it. Nobody ever sat in rulership. It was meant for us to serve this punishment, and like it said, thou shalt eat but not be satisfied, and thy casting down shall be in the midst of thee. Right. Thou shalt sow, but thou shalt not reap. So, which is a direct quote from Deuteronomy 28. And the Lord, basically, he mocked us. All right, for the statutes of Omri are kept, and all the works of the house of Ahab. And when you look at Ahab, Ahab disobeyed the Lord. The Lord told him, "Go take out this king." And then what happened? The king, this heathen king, sent messages to him, telling my brother, this. And so he let the king live. And then Ahab, I believe, married Jezebel. That I shall make thee a desolation, and the inhabitants thereof a hissing. Therefore ye shall bear the reproach of my people. So when you look around and you see this, you understand, look, we're not here to save everybody. The Lord's judgment is not to save everybody. He already said that I'm only looking for the elect, an island of men. You look around, you see nothing but wickedness. You see sodomites. You see just bloodshed and demons. You understand that this is the judgment of the Lord to put Jake in here. I would say a place of iniquity, the valley of the shadow of death. You want it to be like the wicked? Okay, so I'm going to put the wicked over you. Just like in Babylon. Leviticus 19:36, just balances, just weights, a just ephah, and a just hin, which are all measurements, shall ye have. I am the Lord your power, which brought you out of the land of Egypt. Therefore shall ye observe all my statutes and all my judgments, and do them. I am the Lord. And so you want the judgments of righteousness? You have to observe the statutes, all the judgments of the Lord, and do them. And what's somebody of the elect, somebody who's going to be saved, what are they going to be found doing? They're going to be found prophesying. They're going to be found in faith. Or maybe you're not a prophet. You're going to be found in faith. You're going to be found in support of the ministry of the Lord. No, it's simple. And if you're not somebody who is of the hopeful elect, then your judgments are going to align with the judgments of Esau and the judgments of Mystery Babylon. It's really that simple. And that word for, let's see, the word for judgment in the Hebrew is ma'azan, a pair of scales. Let's look. Goes back to azan, weigh, test, prove, consider. Yeah, to judge something. Yeah, you would have a lot of back in the day. What people do is when they actually had these type of scales, they'll take the weight, and then the weight will be marked for a certain amount. But then that weight, they'll either change the metal, and different metals have different densities, so they weigh. It might weigh less than it's supposed to, or weigh more than it's supposed to, whatever you're trying to do. Or they might hollow it out, or they might change the shape, and oh, this is the same thing. It's just you know that's what wicked men do, man. They perverted judgment. Hell, even the judgments of us coming back on the earth. You have to understand that judgment if you understand the scriptures. You're not gonna burn in hell forever for living your life a certain way. No, you're gonna go to the spirit world for a certain time, and then you're gonna come back on the earth. But guess what? In the times we're coming up to, the times of destruction, the times of judgment, a lot of people who recently have passed, they could be brought right back and punished right there again. Even those who leave, because you have a lot of people who know that this place is going to be destroyed, but they don't want to do the work of the Lord. What did he say? Bring forth all those who would not serve me and slay them. And that's where we come from, man. When you look through the scriptures, it talks about a child who wouldn't listen to his parents. They're gonna bring him forth. In fact, I'll close on this with Deuteronomy 21:18. If a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, which will not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother, and that when they have chastened him, will not hearken unto them, then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him, and bring him out unto the elders of the city, and unto the gate of his place. And they shall say unto the elders of his city that this our son is stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton and a drunkard. And all the men of his city shall stone him with stones, that he die. So shalt thou put evil away from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear. And when you read through all these different judgments in the law, because that's who the Heavenly Father is. He's the ultimate judge. It's supposed to it says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And street justice, the correct street justice, by the way, is a part of the heritage of the Lord. All right. Now, what the scriptures don't say is what Jake is doing now. If you get caught stealing, cut his hand off. No, it's certain judgments for that. I just say it talks about a man, basically if he's stealing to eat, you're gonna look at him a certain way, but then you have a man who steals for another reason. That's gonna be handled a certain way. And these are judgments that come out from the heavens and are played out on the earth. So, Lord willing, is edifying. Shalom to the elect.